Numberdamus369 brings you this video. So this girl sues her parents because she did not give consent to being born. You know how dumb you have to actually be to believe that your parents created you? Many people have unprotected sex and they don't have children. So at the end of the day, God created you. Your parents had nothing to do with you being created. Also, if parents had the choice to actually sit there and create how they want their child to come out before they come out, you can guarantee there's a lot of parents who will take up that option in an instant. They won't even think about it. They will literally just do it. No questions asked, okay? That's a fact. Also, this is also a fact. Yes, this is true. There are many of us out here that wish we were never born, okay? That's a fact. No argument there. But you're going to sit here and you're going to sue your parents because you didn't give consent to being born? You are seriously so dumb. Like, you're on a whole nother level of dumb. You even top the people that can't even figure out the difference between an Apple and Microsoft. Okay? You can't even figure out the difference between whether you identify as a dolphin or a human being. And you don't know the difference between an animal and a human being. Okay, that's how dumb this is. We got numbers, though, because that's what the Numberdamus does. Numberdamus. Here we go. Take a look at the latitude longitude coordinates. She filed the case on March 4th. She lost the case on March 13th. She loses the case 9 days between the 4th to the 13th. So counting from the 5th to the 13th is 9 days. That's how that 9 is derived from. 1 week, 10 days. How they derive a 10 is counting from the 4th to the 13th is 10 days. So 9 days between 1 week and 10 days, 9/11. 777 in the seconds. Notice she was 777 seconds old when she filed her lawsuit. Also, 76. Rachel Canning is her name. Canning, 7 letters. Rachel, 6 letters. 76. First 9/11 call in the hours. The court where she filed her lawsuit, 56 Washington Street. 56. Look at this thing. She won a $56,000 scholarship. Wow, that's magic. She won a $56,000 scholarship. This girl needs to stop. Like, okay, seriously, this girl needs to stop. Like, she's a prime example of why people think white people are dumb. Okay, she is the perfect example. She's got an ego. She comes from a decent family with money. They may not be rich, but they clearly live in a $200,000, $300,000 home, okay? They come from a pretty good family. She doesn't even know what life of crime is about. She never grew up in the ghetto. She has zero clue what the ghetto is. Narcissistic and very egotistical white woman you're looking at here. Prime example of a spoiled white brat that comes from a privileged household who is very ungrateful of where she comes from. And many people, oh, believe the Numberdamus on this. Okay, there are many people out there that would have loved to have grown up the way she grew up. Many out there. All right, she's 777 seconds from when she filed her case. The 11 satanic rules of the earth are 777. She's born on 11/1. Witchcraft. Compare this to her birth date. Alright, 3 days separating the 1st to the 4th. 4 months, we should say, so 3 days from the 1st to the 4th. 4 months from November to March, 34. She filed her suit on 34. Illuminati, 5th month, Illuminati 120 to numbers. Satan, 5 letters. Church of Satan found on the 120th day of the year. Take up all the numbers here that separate these two dates and add them up. "18 years and 4 months. Count the numbers. 4, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 22, 24, 27, 30, 31, 34, 37, 40 total numbers. Mark of the Beast. If you add it up plus 40, you'll see she's 22 there in the months and 4 months separating November to March, or 22 and she filed it on the 4th date, 224. Here's her Facebook profile, 8 friends. She returned home on a Thursday, 8 letters. 8 friends, she's born in November, 8 letters. The date she returned home, 313. The Vatican was found on 313. The population of where she's from, 109 right there. Here's where she's from. There's the 109. The date she filed her lawsuit came 91 years and 11 months to the founding of Lincoln Park, New Jersey. How did the 9/11 correspond to her? We'll take a look at this. When did she return home from the suit? 9 days, 1 week, and 10 total days separating the 4th to the 13th, 9/11. So 707 in the days, 7 letters in canning. Already talked about that. Take a look at this mirrored image. 6698 days between her birth date to her lawsuit. 6698 hours separating the lawsuit being thrown out to her birth date. They're the same numbers, just in a different order of sequence. Would you look at her Facebook profile? Look at the ending numbers. She filed her lawsuit on 34. March 4th. Ain't that some magic? Literally, it's magic. Every single time, it's just magic how the numbers keep lining up. All right, there's her Facebook. There it is. Also, the date of her lawsuit, 3/4/2014. Actually does. Okay, the numbers are not there. So just to show you what the number Damas thought was there, but it's not there. So it's not going to stick. But basically, this is 302 days remaining in the year. She was born on the 305th day of the year. So those numbers are not the same. There's nothing there. So, but the number dominus will show that, okay, and it actually admits you there was nothing there with that sequence of numbers. And that's fine. Obviously, you don't want the numbers to line up. All right, this is her username on TikTok. So she says it's a satire parody account. Even the fact that someone is doing this as, quote, a joke, it's not even a joke. It's dumb. Also, what is with the username? Cast the ass? Or what? Kiss the ass? Is that what you were really trying to imply? Because that's seriously what it looks like. User, I stared Satan. Really? I stared Satan. That's her username. I stared Satan. You're reading that, right? That's what it says. So 3/7/2020. Her last picture on her Facebook profile came on exactly 3/7. And it comes exactly 8 years to when she posted her last picture on Facebook. She returned home from losing the lawsuit on Thursday, 8 letters. She's born in November, 8 letters. Also, 3/7/2022 is the 66th day of the year. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. Rachel, 6 letters. And Monday, 6 letters. On Monday, 6 letters of 6/6/2022 equals 6. She makes another video claiming to win the lawsuit. She didn't win the lawsuit, she lost it. It's the same person that filed the lawsuit back in 2014, Rachel Canning. You didn't win the lawsuit. You lost the lawsuit. So you're lying right there to the people. But for those that don't know the backstory, you wouldn't know that. So, no, she didn't win the lawsuit. She actually lost it. The amount of likes at the time of the writing is 139. Luciferianism is 139 to numbers. And there's the 2 months and 24 days between that 6/6 posting to her returning home. 224. We already showed the 224 earlier in the video. Again, to show you how the numbers keep repeating. That we took all of the numbers here that separated her birth date to the lawsuit date. The numbers added up to 184, and you plus the total of 40 numbers, and it came out to 224. She was 22 in the months there, and she filed it on the fourth date. 224. 224 again, repeating. Look at that. March 7th. Her final Facebook post came on March 7th. What else was March 7th? When she made the video about stating she wishes she wasn't born. That's magic. That's literally magic again. How that keeps lining up again. Amazing. Seriously. First 9/11 call in the hours. Oh. Yo, seriously, someone needs to help. Someone needs to help here. How is this possible? 2:16 in the hours. Remember. All right, there was 2:16 in the hours apart when her lawsuit was thrown out. And she again just happens to be 2:16 hours apart from that 6/6/2022 video to the lawsuit being thrown out. The exact amount of hours apart that separated the lawsuit to her losing the lawsuit. They're there. She filed the lawsuit on the 4th of the 3rd month. How is it also, this is interesting, how is it that the numbers in the minutes are the same exact numbers apart she is in the days? What? The college that she picked, 38% of the students that study at the school she was accepted to study this major of engineering. Like, really? Like, really now? Come on. How is it that the number corresponds to the college she picked? Whether that's her career choice or not, it's still interesting enough that those numbers lined up like that. There, tells you how much money she wanted a week for suing her parents. $654 a week. It's almost a shocker she didn't want $666 a week, but no, she wants 654. This is the amount of total days separating her lawsuit on actually 3-4. Separating her lawsuit on 3-4 to that 6-6-2022 post. Okay, based on the numbers, there's actually nothing here. So again, this is another example of just nothing being there, and that's fine. Again, the courthouse that she filed this lawsuit in is listed here. That was it right there. The phone number 623. The phone number to the courthouse where she made her lawsuit 6239. You got to see this. That's the exact amount of days apart of her making this new video about suing her parents for her being born without her consent. That's the exact amount of days between those two dates, her birth date and that video on TikTok. And that's part of the courthouse phone number where she sued her parents in, right there. There's that 120. All right, here's the 5120. Canning, 7 letters. 5120. Again, remember, we're going to go back to show this. Those are the exact amount of minutes right there apart, separating her birth date to when she filed her lawsuit. 5120. And she's 5120 in the minutes from her birth date to that video on TikTok again. Those numbers are lining up. Take all the numbers separating her birth date to that video on TikTok and you add them up, you'll get 160 and subtract there's a total of 40 numbers, 120. Church of Satan found on the 120th day of the year. Notice that the amount of minutes apart separating her birth date to that 6-6-2022, or was it? Where did we find that? There it is, where she made another video claiming to have won the lawsuit. It was on 6-6-2022. Was another follow-up video that she had 139 in the amount of likes at the time of the video. There's the 139 in her minutes apart from her birth date to that video. And again, Luciferianism to numbers is 139. Now, if you take all the numbers separating her birth date to her follow-up video on 6-6, you add them up, you'll get 195, and you multiply it by the fact that there's 42 individual numbers when we're including the zeros, you're going to get 819. So what is 819 corresponding to? That's the exact date that the courthouse she filed her lawsuit was added to the National Registry of Historical Places, August the 19th. And if you compare that date of the courthouse being added to the registry to her birth date, we get the 5-7-120 again in the minutes. Or the 5120. There's the 5120 in the minutes from her lawsuit date to her birth date. Now, here's the biggest thing of all of this. From her birth date to the date she posted the video again on TikTok about filing a lawsuit and suing her parents because she didn't ask to be born. This is where you got to look at the amount of months apart she is, and also just to throw it out there, Freemasonry 624, but that's not really the focus point of the number here. This is the focus number. 316 months. That is the date that she made another video claiming to be that Joe Biden is her grandfather. Okay. The number, I also have to look at the numbers. Already partially looking at the numbers, separating her birthday and Joe Biden, there's no connections. But that doesn't mean that there isn't. It's just the numbers are not lining up for it to be conclusive enough to say, yeah, that's her grandfather. No, based on the numbers, Joe Biden's not her grandfather. The numbers say that that's not true. Also, the amount of likes on that post has one Lucifer. Lucifer to number 74. And at the time of this capture, it says 176 in the likes. One Canning Rachel. One Canning, 7 letters. Rachel, 6 letters. Just so y'all can see that this is not made up. This is actually true. There it is. It's the post. Also, we go back to the latitude, longitude coordinates where she's born. And there it is, 174. She has 174 likes on that post of her claiming to be that Joe Biden is her grandfather. 174 likes on that post. The date of her post just happened to be the 75th day of the year. And again, the latitude, longitude coordinates of where she's born has a 75 in the coordinates right there. And she made that post on the 75th day of the year claiming that Joe Biden is her grandfather. And again, you already know, that's magic. The date of that post, she was this amount in seconds apart, skull and bones. Also, 2204. All right. She was also 2204 in the separation of her birth date to when she filed the lawsuit against her parents. And she's 2204 in seconds old from her post claiming that Joe Biden's her grandfather to her birth date. Canning. Canning is 7 letters. Rachel is 6 letters. 76. Take a look the date that she made the video claiming that she didn't give consent to being born recently on 3/7/2022 to the date that she made that post claiming that Joe Biden's her grandfather. Look at the separation. 9 days, 1 week, 10 total days, 7776 in the seconds. All the numbers here are going to magically, okay? This is magic, people. That's all this is. This is magic. You can't make this up. You can't make a story this good. These are the same numbers, okay? Same numbers that corresponded to her filing the lawsuit to the lawsuit being thrown out. Watch this. Guys, that's a schizophrenic calculator. Those are schizophrenic calculations. You just witnessed the greatest schizophrenic calculations in human history. Look at this. They're the same numbers. That's amazing. You can't make a movie this good. How is this possible? Okay, seriously. How is it that the numbers are the exact same from her making the post on TikTok recently about her claiming that it's not her consent to being born, to her post claiming that Joe Biden's her grandfather, to the same numbers corresponding to when she filed the lawsuit, to her losing the lawsuit. How is that possible? Seriously, someone explain this to us, please. Also, notice how the same court, the legal services phone number, the ending three digits is 911. And again, look at here 9 days, 1 week, 10 total days from the 4th to the 13th. This is the lawsuit to her losing the lawsuit. This is her TikTok post about the newest claim or the reclaiming of her winning a lawsuit, which, by the way, she did not win. We already showed it. She lost. 3/7/2022, remaking a video saying she won a lawsuit and is getting $5,000 a week. Or I think it's a month. It's like $5,000 a month that search this. You search Rachel Canning 5,000. There it is. Rachel Canning. Her parents owe more than $5,000 on her school fees. The school that she got her scholarship from, they range from $5,000. She got 56 to this amount. And then she claims she won the lawsuit against her parents and wants $5,000 a month. And again, her parents owe $5,000 on her school fees, but yet, yeah, her parents are going to pay her $5,000 a month. Really? And then the scholarship she got her thing from, whatever you want to call it, okay, range from 5,000 to 165, whatever, okay. This is one of the dumbest cases the number dumbest has ever looked at in his entire life. This is one of those cases. It's like you feel like you get dumb just by you even reading it. That's one of these cases. Like the number dumbest even feels more dumb. The fact that he even took his time to make a video about this. That's how dumb this is. You ever seen something so dumb where it's like it's that entertaining you just want to continue? That's just one of those moments. Okay, here's another one. She's from Hoboken, New Jersey, okay? Right there, Hoboken. Watch this. All right, you're going to take her birth date to her recent video on TikTok from 2022, the one where she reclaims that she didn't give consent to be born. Okay, take all the numbers, you're going to add them up. Watch what happens. Okay, apologize. The number Damus is going to show you this one. As the number Damus already showed you that, that's not what it was corresponding to. It's corresponding to this. It's her birth date to the remake video on 6/6/2022. It's related to this one, okay? The one where it had 13,900 likes. Okay, you add up the numbers separating these two dates, you get 195, and there's a total of 42 numbers. 237, the town where she's from, the elevation is 23 feet 7 meters. How is this possible? Seriously, you know. Could someone explain this to us, please? Like, for real. Also, the results where she's from returned 121 million. What? You got to see this. Who we're talking about? Rachel Canning, right? Rachel Canning. Oh, the sheer irony. 109, 13 letters and 2 words. Rachel Canning. Okay. Plus. Alright, those numbers are actually not lining up again. Okay, and that's alright. Obviously, you don't want the numbers to line up. However, that is definitely interesting, though. Rachel Canning's name, 109 plus 13 letters, happens to be 122, the day of the year the Illuminati was found on, and Satanist to numbers is 122. She obviously has got to be. I mean, you just sit there and sue your own parents for being born. Seriously, there's something wrong with this girl. Oh, the sheer irony. This got even crazier. Look at this. Okay. Hoboken, New Jersey was found on this date. Look at the amount of weeks apart her birthday came to the founding of Hoboken, New Jersey. What year did she file the lawsuit and lose the lawsuit for not having consent to being born? 2014. Oh, and she just happens to be 2014 in the weeks apart from her birthday to the discovery of Hoboken, New Jersey. How is this possible? How is it also that the 121, oh, there we go. Magic again. How is it that Hoboken, New Jersey, Hoboken returned 121 million results, and she's 121 in the seconds apart? How is this possible, y'all, for real? Hoboken was incorporated on April 9th, 1849. And notice here, it's 6 months and 23 days between her birthday. Notice she was 623 in the days between her birthday to her recent video from 2022 reclaiming that she didn't give consent to being born. And she's 6 months separating April to November, 23 days separating the 9th to the 1st. 623 apart from Hoboken Incorporation to her birthday. And again, she's 623 in the days between her repost in 2022 to her birthday about claiming to not giving consent to being born. Again, how is this possible? How are these numbers just continuing to line up? Numbers are not supposed to line up like this time and time again. All right. You know what? That's going to wrap up this video. Number Office is not making another video about this. That's how dumb this is. But that was definitely entertaining. Okay, that was definitely one of the dumbest things the Numberdamus has ever read in his life. And the fact that the Numberdamus even did numbers for this video alone just shows the stuff that you think you're seeing is not really what's going on. There's something else to the story that we clearly don't know about, but there's something wrong with this picture. And it goes way deeper than her just wanting to sue her parents because she didn't give consent to being born, which is dumb in the fact of itself. Okay? Because again, we're going to repeat it. If you actually believe that your parents are the ones that created you, you are just as dumb as her because God is the one that created you. God decides whether you're going to be born or not. Again, many people have unprotected sex and they don't have kids. That is God who decided that for you, that you're not going to have kids. That wasn't your decision. That was God's decision. So, again, God is the one that created you. God created humans on the 27th verse. Remember, the man that is doing the same thing to his parents, he's a 27-year-old Indian man, and he filed his lawsuit on 27. And humans were created on the 27th verse. So again, to show an example, the devil does read scripture. And if you don't think the devil reads scripture, you are sadly mistaken. Yeah, better wake up. The devil does read scripture. Those 27s have a real meaning to them than just being a 27. Again, stay tuned. The best is yet to come. You ain't seen nothing yet.